Welcome to Lesson 6 of the Python video tutorial series. In this lesson, you will learn about looping and you will learn how to use the while loop. So what is looping? Looping is the act of repeating a segment of code many times. It can be used to minimize the number of lines of code you have to write when you are performing a repetitive task. Python uses two types of loop, a while loop and a for loop. The while loop is used when you do not know how many times you want to repeat a piece of code. For example, when the user has options, but selects the wrong one repeatedly. The for loop is used when the code needs to be repeated a finite number of times. Let's have a look at an example now. In Lesson 5, we use the following code. When I run the code, it works, but it has problems. When I select a correct option, the program tells me what I have selected, then ends. When I go to run the program again, and this time select an incorrect option, the program prompts me to try again. However, the program has ended, so if I enter another letter, I will simply get an error message. To make the program repeat, I am going to use a while loop. Before I start, I have to decide which part of the code I want to repeat. In this example, I will repeat from the second output statement, as it tells the user the options that they can choose. To be able to control when the while loop ends, I'm going to set up a variable which I will simply call a, which will store the Boolean value true. Notice that the value true changes to orange. It will only do this if you use a capital T, so be careful. To create a while loop, I write while a is equal to true and end a line with a colon. All the code to be included in this loop must be indented. To do this, I can highlight everything, then select Indent Region from the Format menu. Let's run this code now and see what happens. Now, when I select any option, I will be presented with the options again. This has become an infinite loop, one which cannot be broken. This is not what we wanted, so let's modify the code again so that if we select a valid option, the loop ends. To do this, I'm going to add the line a equals false underneath the if statement, and I will do it 2 more times in both of the elif statements. Now, when I run the code, if I select an invalid option, the code repeats, but if I select a valid option, the loop is broken. Because there are no further lines of code below the loop, the entire program ends. Let's look at further options for the while loop. I can change my variable from a boolean to a string called bob. I can then add the option that says while a is equal to the string bob, repeat the code. The code will only break when I set a to the string not bob. When I run this code, I get an error message. The reason for this error is I missed a speech mark at the end of bob. Remember to watch for color coding. When I change this back and run the program ends when I enter a valid option. However, when I repeat this and enter an invalid option, the program will loop. So you can see a string works. In my next example, I will set the variable to a number. I will now change my while loop so it says while a is less than 6. I will now set a to read a equals a plus 1 in all 3 of my if and elif statements. What this means is that it will read the value of a, add 1 to it, and then overwrite that variable with the new value. Now, when I run the code, I will have to enter a valid option 6 times in order to break the loop. Let's have a look at this now. So if I enter C 6 times on the trot, finally it says I've selected the car and ends my program. Now for some challenges. For challenge 1, you need to write a program which asks the user what is the meaning of life? If the user enters the value 42, prompt the user that he or she is correct. If they enter any other value, the program will keep going, asking the question again and again. The output should look like this. Pause the video now, attempt the challenge, and then check out the solution on the next slide. This is the solution to challenge 1. Please pause the video now, have a good look through, and see if you've got something similar. In challenge 2, you need to create a simple menu system. If the user selects an option in the menu, your computer will tell the user what selection they have made, then end. If a user selects an incorrect option, he or she will be prompted to choose again. The output should look similar to this, but I apologise for my poor spacing at the end of my inputs. Please pause the video now and attempt to solve the challenge. This is the solution to challenge 2. Again, pause the video now and have a good read through and make sure you understand everything that's going on. Finally, in challenge 3, you are going to create a program which prompts the user to guess a number. If the user enters the wrong number, he or she will have to guess again. If the correct answer is guessed, the program congratulates the user and then ends. If the user has more than 6 guesses, the program tells the user that he or she has had too many guesses and then prompts the user if they wish to play again. If the player does want to play again, the game restarts, and if the player selects no, the game ends. The output should look similar to what is shown here. Pause the video now and attempt to solve the challenge. Here is the challenge solution. You should notice that there is a problem in the code. On the previous screen, the output was showing that it always said that you had 6 guesses, even if you'd made some. And as an extension challenge, see if you can solve this problem by making it show the correct number of guesses a person has left. Pause the video now and attempt to solve this. This is the solution to the original, and the modified solution is on the right hand side. The differences between them are, first of all, the guesses. In the original solution, I'd set guesses equal to 0, and in the modified, I'd set it to guesses equal to 6. The next change is in the while statement. So while answer is not equal to A or guesses is not equal to 7 was the original, and on the modified, while answer is not equal to A or guesses is greater than 0. Finally, the last change is in the actual guesses, where on the original solution we incremented the guesses. So we added 1 to the guess and then stored it. On the modified solution, we minus 1 from the guess and store it. Try this, and we'll see you in the next video when we examine functions. Thanks for watching.